This is Name That Road, and what number is it?
I'm not really sure what number it is, Nancy. What is it?
It's a special.
A special?
It is very special because this is our 40th.
Woo! We're 40.
Name That Road, and we have not run out of roads yet. Everybody's worried about that. You know,
yep.
folks, there's still plenty of roads out here.
Yep, I get that all the time. When are you going to run out? It's like, no, we still have a lot of ground to cover here in Trempealeau and surrounding counties.
Yes. So today is going to be kind of a longer route, but it's a very pretty one. I think you're really going to enjoy this. And we're going to start out in Trempealeau County.
Yes, we're in Trempealeau County.
And then we are going to wind up in an adjacent county.
Yes, and we're not going to tell you where we're going till the very end.
And at the end, we will wind up back in Trempealeau County. So that's your clue, folks.
And it's not a single road.
No, there'll be several.
There'll be several.
But they are contiguous.
Yes, they're contiguous, and none of them are dead ends.
Right. So we're about ready to go, and you might hear the sound of my fan going in here, but if we don't keep it fairly cool in here, Mary and I melt down, and also the cameras get too hot.
They do not like it when it's hot at all.
So I am putting on my glasses, and I'm going to put the car in gear, and we are starting out on number 40. Yay!
Woo! Yay!
Yes.
And we were on a state road.
Yep.
And then we went on to a county road.
Yep.
And let our journey begin.
We are now on a town road, so I guess you could turn this around so they don't have to look at us.
There we go. See, she's navigating, and I'm running two cameras.
Mary is so good at this.
I'm trying here, people.
And in the back seat, looking out the window, we have our co-producer and script writer, because we are a tightly scripted show, aren't we, Mary? Every word that comes out of our mouths has been tightly scripted.
Yes, yes. We have a number of artists that do a wonderful job.
Yeah.
There we go. We got a beautiful wetland
here. Yes, we do. And Mary and I, we are, like we say, we run the disclaimer because we are technologically
inept.
Yeah,
we're just going to tear the Band-Aid right off.
Yep. And we are crossing a river. And if we look over here on our left, there's some cows keeping cool.
Look at that. This is a pretty spot, huh?
Yeah. Crossing the river and looking at some pretty cows over there and looking at the river and just enjoying it. Okay. This is a town road. And here we go. Woo! Woo! Yeah, we're bringing it. Number 40. Can you imagine that, Mary?
It has been a lot of roads.
And look at this. Here's this really, I don't know, super individual. Out
Very
here running.
Very energetic.
Determined, energetic. If it's been hot lately, that would be about the last thing I would want to do.
Yeah, I don't quite understand the runners. But, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, that to me looks like torture. But Oh, there's the cows.
Oh, look at that. Now slow her down.
Zip, there's cows. There's cows. Zip, there. Look.
Look at, there's some red cows. These guys look like dairy animals.
So what is that one there that's black and kind of a belted?
Yeah, that's probably a belted cross of some form.
Oh,
some of these look like beef cows. Some of them look like dairy, maybe a little bit of both.
Yeah.
They look like they're chawing down pretty good, though.
They are.
We need cattle on pasture.
We do.
Keep our grasslands grass.
That's right.
And this is sure a beautiful road now. How did you settle on this one, Nancy?
Well, like I say, with our occupation keeping bees, we were always all over the place looking for good places to put the bees where there was a lot of bee pasture. And I remember coming back here and thinking this was a really nice route. So we'll share it with everybody today.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. And you know, we are catching up. It's been a little spell since we did a Name That Road.
But, you know, it's because Mary and I spend all day on the couch eating chocolates.
Those are
We don't
my
want to
favorite.
disturb that, do
No,
we?
we do not. Now, Nancy was doing some traveling abroad.
I was, and now I'm back, and here we are taking a left.
We're turning left.
We are turning left.
Look at that. We're not in the ditch.
Nope.
But Nancy was abroad.
I was in France.
And she was checking out roads for, what we're hoping to do maybe someday is have a Name That Road International.
Yeah, European, name that road.
Yes, Name That Road Europe.
Look at this old bridge. These are one of those old timers, like
Look at
made in
that.
the 30s with the beautiful cement that lasts forever.
Forever.
Yes.
You know, there's a lot of these old, there's like break dams and stuff in some of these valleys that are super, super old, going on 100 years.
And I was in France, and it was a tour. We were looking at where the American Army fought in World War I. And it was incredible because in the Meuse-Argonne region of France, there are all kinds of concrete bunkers and structures out in their woods that are like over 105 years old, and the concrete in them is perfect. And they just made the point, the tours, that the Germans were really good at concrete. They just, when they built, things lasted, because here it was this much longer, and the concrete is still there. It's not crumbling or cracked or anything.
Well, in masonry, that's quite an art, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And this was poured concrete. This wasn't concrete block. So, yeah, it was really amazing. It's like, have we lost that art of making concrete that lasts forever?
Well, maybe it's because we abuse it a little more.
Now look over here on the left, if you can. Look at the lily pads out
Okay,
there.
we're going to have to pull up your shade there.
Okay.
And now...
Pass it to me.
And how do you do the zoom on that again?
Well, let's see if I can remember. This way. Come on.
Is there an indicator on there that tells you? Okay.
It should be going. No, it's going back and forth. Come on, Osmo. Go back this way.
Now you're going up and down. Wow, there we go. Part of a new portion in the Name That Road show is, what is Nancy doing with the camera? I mean, we thought I had issues here, viewing audience. Oh, that reminds me.
Uh-oh.
We have...
Anyway,
our
lily pads. Beautiful lily pads.
Can you even see the lily pads, or are you showing them the back seat?
Look what over there is standing over there in the
Oh,
water.
look at that. Can you zoom in on it?
I'm going to try.
We're going to try. That's what took us on the last fiasco. Yep, you're zooming. There we go.
There we go.
Look at that. Nancy's got the zoom figured out. Look at that.
And there are two really big...
Are they swans or are they cranes?
I don't know.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. You got to see a whole lot of bright windshield. Well, we're learning. We're learning.
Just, I know it's like people are probably sitting there saying, what? We have to watch their learning curve, which is pretty high. Yes, it is. I apologize.
Well, we're working it out here, folks.
But you know, people...
Whoa! I just did something that it turned... Woo! There we go again. So for those of you who are not running to the bathroom because your stomach just got super sick super fast, thank you for bearing with us while we are learning new technologies. And you know, this
trying.
I think once we get this, once we have a little more experience with it, we'll be old pros.
Yeah. And what is Zip doing? Did she go to sleep? Did she get bored and go to sleep?
I think she's sweating it. I think she's nervous because we
no.
were all excited about the issue with the camera. Hey, Zip. Oh, maybe she's looking at something on your seat. Or she's ignoring me.
Oh,
Yeah.
well.
Thank you, Zip.
She ignores me a lot, too, believe me.
She's taking a nap. We're boring her. You know, that's like one of those things, Nancy, when you're on the computer and you're looking at the internet or something, and then all of a sudden your computer tells you that you're unstable. I mean, nothing makes me feel better than having a piece of technology tell me what's going on.
Well, my car will tell me that sometimes.
Oh, does it?
It'll say the driver should take a break or take a rest or something.
Oh, is that when you're doing like your giant road trips?
It's just like, I don't know why it thinks I need a rest. Am I going back and forth across the road? I don't think so.
Oh, look at a lane of sunflowers.
Isn't that pretty?
You're gonna... she's driving by it so fast.
I'm not. I'm doing 4 miles an hour.
Yeah, she is only doing 4 miles an hour.
Can you see it there?
A little bit.
That is so pretty. They have
got to kind of reach across you.
They have lined their driveway with sunflowers.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, it is.
I'm going to have to pirate that for next year.
Because that really attracts the birds and the bees.
And the butterflies.
You bet.
And the deer.
Yeah, you get all kinds of wildlife.
That is so fun. Yeah, we're just trucking down. This is a nice drive.
Well, we're fairly early in the morning, so it's cool because it's been pretty hot. This has not been a real cool, comfortable summer, has it?
No, it's been weird. It was first hot and dry, and then kind of cool, and now we're doing a little more hot.
Oh, here's somebody's driveway. They must be back there in the trees.
Oh, way back, yeah.
Yeah.
Way back in there. But we're driving through. It looks like we've got some elms, and we've got some...
cherry and oak.
Some dead trees. And you know, I've noticed, Nancy, there's been a lot of trees that don't feel good this summer.
No, if you get up on, bluffs and look down at places, there's a lot of dead trees.
Yeah, there's a whole stretch along the Pigeon Creek that, I mean, it's like they're all on their way out.
And do you think that they're mainly ash trees?
No, I'm wondering if there wasn't something
else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something else that I don't really want to talk about.
It's hard telling.
Oh, and it looks like we're coming up on a little bit of a grassland with a fence that's up, so maybe there's moo cows.
Now look at these plants that are here.
Here, you're telling me to look, and driving in the ditch.
And drive. These plants are, the spikes are called mullein.
And those are good for you, aren't they? Or in some way, shape, or form?
Well, they're not native, but they were brought to this country, like, I think in the 1500s. And because they had a lot of medicinal use.
So do you eat the flowers or the leaves or the roots? Because they've got very, very pubescent leaves, which means they're fuzzy.
And they said that this plant is like a prehistoric plant. The way it puts up that spike, it has all the seeds on it. That this plant was probably around when the dinosaurs were walking on the earth.
Well, then there we go.
Yeah, and it had... Now, I don't know if this is true, but somebody said that they heard that settlers would use those soft plants for diapers.
Oh.
So the soft leaves.
Yep.
So I don't know.
And
but
what are the medicinal things or qualities that?
I think they said it was good for like a lot of different things, but mainly chest problems, like asthma. And I don't know if they were using the seeds or the leaves or the roots. I guess we'd have to look that up. But they're interesting plants, and they like a challenge. I mean, they grow in some really places that it's not easy for plants to grow, although here they seem to be doing just fine.
Yeah, and they're all over the road ditch.
Yep.
So I suppose one plant got started, and then as the seed spread, you know, when they mow the ditches and things like that, seed gets put out there. And
here we have a bunch of
machinery,
trucks, it looks like.
Bunch of big trucks.
Yeah. So yeah, Zip's looking out the window, but I think she's fairly bored because there isn't much in the way of other
livestock.
animals, no livestock,
no sheep.
She likes to chase birds, so
we don't have any birds with us.
No.
A lot of streams coming down this road.
Yep, coming down off the hill, I suppose.
And we are in the bottom because we did cross a river.
Yep.
Or I should say stream or whatever. We did cross a bridge.
Yes, we crossed water anyway. And we are zooming down the road here, taking it all in.
And there's a lot to see.
Yeah, on our left we have this nice wetland, and then on our right, of course, is the hill, and then there's houses and places back in there. Here on our left, we've got a lot of cattails, and then we've got that, it's like a cousin to milkweed, that purple plant. I can't remember what it's called, but the bees and the butterflies love it. They just love it. See those purple ones out there in the bars?
Well, you know why I can't see them? I got my cheater glasses on.
Well, maybe that's
It's like they look so fuzzy. Now I would have to look at it. Is that swamp milkweed or something else?
Yeah, some people call that, and I think the real name is like Asclepias or something, but yeah, it's a plant that pollinators just love. And it's pretty too, look at it. That kind of a pinkish purple, beautiful.
Look at cattails on the side.
Yeah.
That's kind of rare.
Yeah, way up the bank. That's unusual, isn't it?
Well, there must be a seep or a spring, huh?
Yeah, that could be. Huh. But it is a beautiful thing.
Beautiful wetland area.
Yeah, it is.
Here we go. And then on this other side, we've got lots of your pretty trees.
You know what we have a lot of this year are grapevines. Those wild grapevines are over everything, it seems like.
Well, but I noticed something on mine because I've got them along my house.
Yeah.
And there's some kind of bug that is just ripping them to shreds.
Really?
Yes.
The vines?
Yes. I mean, stripping the leaves all the way down to the veins.
Gee whiz, is that like those beetles or something?
It's a beetle, and they're very prolific. No, because it seems like they're together all the time, moving in groups of two, and they're just chewing machines.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and I put some vinegar spray on them, but because that shouldn't hurt the leaves.
Right.
You know, just to see what vinegar spray would do, because, you know, we're organic and all that jazz.
Yeah, right.
And so, yeah.
Here's another one of those old concrete bridges.
Yeah, I'm trying to get this. Why won't it show me where we're at? Okay. Yep, there's another old bridge right there.
That beautiful old concrete.
Will last forever.
Yeah, it seems to. They must have had some super formula or something, huh?
Oh, definitely. Good material. You start with good material, you'll have good product.
Well, yeah. So here we are. This is a lovely morning for a summer cruise, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. You know, it was just a little bit chilly this morning, but it was perfect chilly.
Yeah,
you know, comfortable chilly.
Right.
where if you were moving around in something, you didn't even notice that you were moving around.
So what do we see down here, Mary?
I'm trying to get it, but I'm getting a little glare off the windshield.
Well, I know it's tough.
I know. And hopefully we're getting a shot. And
You know what? The biggest problem with these digital cameras is it's hard to see the display when you're out in the natural light.
yeah.
That's probably their biggest
And I'm
problem.
trying to shoot over your head, and I'm not getting any. Hopefully the little camera got it.
Yeah.
But there's water down there,
Yes,
I promise.
there is. Water that's moving.
Yes.
Yeah.
Flowing water.
Yeah.
And now I think we're probably approaching what I would consider the dead giveaway.
You think so?
I think so.
Well, not for everybody.
Well, you never know. I mean, you just
Oh, here it
never
comes.
know.
Now,
Here
this
it
is
is.
something that if you haven't been down here,
You have got to do this
yes,
drive.
Look at this.
And we have a lot of summer and a lot of fall. This would make a beautiful, beautiful fall drive when the leaves are in change.
Well, maybe we can come back and do our fall color cruise.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Make a twofer.
Yeah.
Look at that. This is one of the coolest things you'll ever see.
Yep. Look at the rocks there. All carved out by a river, I would imagine.
Uh-huh. With a little bit of help from man. But I wouldn't get right underneath them, Nancy. Okay? I'm a little
Think it's
intimidated.
unstable?
Yeah. I mean, let's kind of move a little bit towards the middle. You're scaring me.
Okay.
This is too much.
I don't want to scare her.
Too much overhang. And you know, there are times in the winter, if you come down here, that there's actually water trickles coming out of the rocks.
Oh, I'll bet.
And I do believe they have shaved the face of this one that we're going underneath right now. That
Could
one
be.
used to overhang further on the road.
Well, it looks like some pieces of it came down here, didn't
Right,
they?
because these are sandstone formations, and sandstone formations, especially with water, people don't realize that water is somewhat acidic, and it eats away the sandstone very, very quickly in geologic time. Not in human time, but in geologic time.
But isn't this something?
It is.
People haven't been down here. They should come and get a good look
That's right.
because this is unique.
Yes.
And it's not in Trempealeau County,
No.
but
It's pretty darn close.
yeah, and you should be able to get over to this other county without a lot of paperwork, so. Or people stopping you and asking you what you plan on doing in this county.
That's right. And you know, one of the things I want to do is I want to bring a geologist down here who can tell us about how the different layers were formed.
Yeah.
Because there's, you know, it's like a layer cake
Yeah.
with
Oh,
a
yeah.
bazillion layers. And each layer had something happened to create that layer.
It's all there. It's like a story, isn't it?
It
Layer
is.
after layer.
It is. And aren't I a big chicken? And
No,
I talk about,
it's
oh, I like
okay.
rock outcroppings. They're so cool. Woo! Get away from it, Nancy. I'm scared.
But she did not ask to get out because she wanted to crawl around and look at the rocks up close and stick her hands back into some little crevices and things to see what she would find.
No. And I left my little, I've got a rock pick that
I'll bet.
a friend of mine gave me.
That's a frightening thought of Mary walking around with a pick.
And it's quite heavy. It's quite heavy. So
I'll bet.
if you ever notice, my right forearm is about 5 inches thicker than my left. And it's from carrying that pickaxe around with me all
So
the
don't
time.
mess with Mary if she's carrying that pick.
I wonder if that could be considered wet. Well, yeah. I mean, this camera.
They might not let you
Yeah.
carry it on a plane.
Probably not.
No.
Probably
No.
not. Hey, that's one of my questions. If they take something away from you, and you're a globetrotter,
Oh,
you know
yeah.
how the airports work. When you come back through, can
Yeah.
you get your stuff back? Do they like put it in a little...
They used to. I don't know if they still do that or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we've seen quite a few crops in here outside of grass and lowland.
Here's a farm.
And here's a farm
And
that
that
will
looks
come
like
up
an
on.
older barn up there that's got the diamond up on top there.
Yep, it does. Look at that. We've got some very, very nice farms in this area.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, that's an old timer, this particular farm.
There was a little squirrel running around the road.
Yeah. And there's some more wetland. Must be an old oxbow down here.
Oh, I think so. I keep bumping this thing on your windshield. It's got a different height to it.
Yeah. Like, folks, we are using a camera called an Osmo, and the Osmo is really, it takes good pictures, it's got good sound, it's got a zoom, but it's been a little temperamental for us.
Oh, it's got snot. It's got attitude.
Yes.
It is one of the fussiest.
It has
pouty. It's a pouty camera.
defeated us a couple of times, but you know,
That
we're back at it.
That one time, Nancy, it made my blood pressure go up.
Well, yeah, I had to run and get Mary's pills to see if I could get her calmed down again.
That vein was sticking out on the corner of my head. And we got to check our cameras to make sure
Everything is perfect.
everything's got to be perfect.
This program is just a work of perfection.
It takes hours of editing.
Well, it does.
Nancy's fingers are arthritic.
Yeah, they're. By the time I'm done editing, they're just
Crippled.
sore, bleeding, from punching those little buttons on the computer. Yeah, that's
Do you use buttons or do you use a mouse?
a mouse. Yeah, I should say that.
Well, good. Keeps you out of trouble.
But I'm hitting keyboard things too, So
Yeah. And do you save often?
yes. Plus, it auto saves a lot too.
And
I
that
think
helps.
That's foolproof, huh?
No, we've got some really nice. Oh, look at we've got
A
some.
squirrel.
No.
Isn't it? One of those little red squirrels,
Oh.
those little pine squirrels. Boy, you get those in your garage of your house. Good luck.
They're gonna chew up your wires.
Good luck getting them out.
Did my folks had one that I don't know how they figured out he was crawling underneath, one tiny little spot,
Well, that's all it takes.
and got in between the real ceiling and the false ceiling in the
Oh,
kitchen, and then raised all kinds of cane with the telephone wires and the electric wires.
Oh, I'll bet. And they are hard to get rid of. They're hard to trap. Oh my gosh, they're tough.
Well, so one day I'm pulling in the yard and they're both standing outside and my mom's got this pistol in her hand.
Uh-oh.
And it was like, maybe I should come back later. But no, they were waiting for it to make its approach.
And then bang, 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 huh?
Guess what's for dinner?
Mary's mom was standing out there with her AK-47 ready to take it down.
There we go. We're gonna get that little pine squirrel if it means taking out the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a naughty little dude.
Yeah, that's the American way.
And they ultimately did get it. And
Yeah.
then after that, and they, of course, doing some rewiring, they were able to piece their life back together with electricity and phone lines. That was a long time ago. Wow. But here we go. Now we're getting a kind of a little bit of a haze. At least that's what I'm seeing.
Maybe a little more humid today.
Oh, could be. I think they're talking some kind of weather, of which we haven't had much of that lately.
No. And if we look over here to the left, there's a big hill.
And now Osmo just shut off my picture. So we're guessing that the camera's looking directly at Nancy right now. And, okay, I'm trying to,
Get the picture back.
Well, no, I'm trying to get the camera to move.
Oh.
So it's having a little issue here. Are we back? we are having a temper tantrum.
Oh no.
Okay, so we're gonna just take oh wait, is it doing it again now? Or is it just...
We'll get up here and we'll stop, Mary,
Okay.
if we find a shady spot. And,
I'm going to shut this one off. So just enjoy your views. Right now, we have no red light. I wonder, does it time out?
It might, yeah.
Or do we have a dead battery?
No, that battery's fully charged. Everything is charged up.
Well, folks, I think we lost Osmo.
Well, we'll try to revive them here in a minute.
but at the same time, we got some really nice shots with Osmo. This drive is not about Osmo. It's enjoying this beautiful, beautiful opportunity on a nice day. And
But I will not be defeated by a camera. Okay.
Hey, gotta apologize. We're on yellow up on this one here.
Okay.
We had a slight hiccup. I'll take my glasses off. So we had a slight hiccup with Osmo. Osmo
quit.
Yes, Osmo quit, and our blood pressure's down to normal because Nancy's always planning.
Plan ahead.
She set us up with another camera, and now we are ready to continue with Name That Road number 40. Woo!
Yay.
Are you gonna flashy balloonies and stuff?
Where's Zip? I don't even see her.
No,
Did she get out?
No, she didn't get out. Now there's gonna be me putting on my sunglasses in here, so you can cut that part out. No, she's looking at the beautiful wetland
Okay.
that we're passing by, and isn't that a beautiful expanse, Nancy?
It is. It's beautiful.
Oh, what a pretty drive we are on today for Name That Road 40. It's hard to believe that we've been driving around this long. You know?
Yeah, well, we have.
I know. It's crazy. Crazy. And did I tell you that we now have a fan in Dunn County?
Yeah, that is so nice.
We have a fan base that like leaves Independence.
Yeah. Imagine that. We are watched by more than just people that go to the East End bar all the time.
Well, I have to tell you, we had a family reunion, and we've got some of my cousins watch the shows, like down in the Milwaukee area, and California, and North Carolina.
So what family was that?
That was the John F. Wallach family.
Okay.
And that was my grandmother's brothers and sisters and their surviving relatives.
So that's who they were from home.
Yes, that's who they were from home. Yep, and all the cousins, I think, had a blast. So, yeah, it's a lot of fun. Looks like there's some bank shaving going on here.
Yeah, they are doing some work here, aren't they?
Yeah, this may be a giveaway, too, on this Name That Road episode.
I recognize that road work. Yes, look at this. Earl, I know exactly where they are.
Well, you know, with the crazy weather we're having, you got to do some maintenance on the roads and on the ditches.
Yeah.
Especially to get the water away from, from the road.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
look
they've
at
been doing a
this.
lot of work here, haven't they?
They have. Wow.
All right, I'm going to pull over here, Barry, because there's a poor soul behind me that probably wants it to go a little faster than we are going.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's on a mission. Got
They have
stuff
got
to do.
Places to go. I understand. There's
And
commitment.
Now we're getting a little bit higher ground here. So we've got some hills. We're closer to a bigger hill, and we're a little bit further away from the water. And we gotta give our township guys a lot of credit because they seem to work hard all the time, don't they?
Not just plowing snow, that's for sure.
Oh, and it looks like the cherry,
One of those apples?
yeah, an apple tree must have gotten hit by lightning.
I'm surprised the deer haven't starved those up, because they like those apples.
I bet you they come at night when nobody's around.
Yeah, so if you're driving this road at night and you get to that particular
Be
corner,
careful.
watch out.
Because there's deer all over the place.
Deer all over the place.
And that looks like a nice alfalfa field.
Yeah.
Nancy, in my travels around the state, I have seen some excellent looking crops.
Good.
And I've seen soybeans that are about 6 inches tall.
Well, yeah, I've seen that too.
It's, crop health is spotty this year.
And I was down in Illinois, in Champaign County, visiting my in-laws, and their crops are usually, so spectacular down there.
In Champaign County, that's where the good ground is.
Well, when I was down there in June, their crops were probably behind ours a little bit because they had really been dry. So
That camera may have been a little wonky.
Well,
for a little bit of the drive.
Yeah, no, I think I just straightened it up. Well, there's rock again.
We got a lot of rock along this drive. And now we are kind of heading south.
South, yes, we are heading south.
I'm familiar with this territory.
Oh, I'm sure you are.
This was one of my frequently traveled areas in the day.
You've heard that truck driver song about, I've been everywhere, man, I've been everywhere.
That's
Mary.
you.
That's Mary.
You, because you're the globetrotter.
Well, I don't trot that much anymore, but it was kind of a special one this year.
Now, is that because you're hyper? You just can't sit still?
Well, I like to travel. I do. I really like to travel. Now,
Well, there's so much to see.
we're going to take a left here.
We
Okay?
are going left at a Y.
Yeah, and there's a big...
And there's a nice wetland so you won't miss the turn.
yeah.
And this takes you in two drastically different places.
Well, drastic. I don't know.
If you take the left that we're taking, it takes you more southeast. And if you take the one to the right, that takes you more like northwest-ish.
And I think these two roads eventually kind of swing back and meet up again.
You think they do? I think this one over here ends up at someplace far away.
Far away. Anyway, we chose to go left.
We went left at the Y.
So we're still down here in the bottomlands.
But I do think both that other road, I think that's a pretty drive too.
Yes.
We
have not run out of roads yet, folks. We have not run out of beautiful roads, beautiful opportunities.
But I think that other road would be like a short. I name that road short.
Real short, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I'm maybe 15 minutes. See, now Nancy's gunning her today. Look at that. I'm scared.
Well,
she hasn't seen a speed sign in a long while.
I haven't seen any, what do they call them, speed traps or anything down
Your
here.
phone hasn't gone off with any, but I just hope that Osmo didn't kill your cell phone.
No.
Oh, I don't know. That Osmo seems to be pretty predatory. Quit working in the middle of a scene.
There's a nice, these things are going to be some turtles on the log. Turtles. Look at that.
They are such cute little critters. I have to tell you, I pulled a turtle off the road the other day.
I hope you didn't make soup out of it.
No, it was still alive. And if you ever find a turtle on the road and it's not a snapper and you feel comfortable picking it up and moving it, don't put it in the direction of the tail. Put it to the side of the road where his head was going, or her head was going, because that's the direction. And if you put them on the opposite side where you see the tail on that ditch, they're going to end up back in the road again.
Oh,
Because they want to cross.
Yeah, well, make sure you get them going the right direction then.
Keep them going in the right direction and be careful with snappers. Because there's a reason they call them snappers.
That's right. You could lose an appendage.
And they make really good soup, I guess.
Well, I said that was what... If my grandmother saw a turtle crossing the road in front of her, that wound up in the trunk and then it wound up in the soup pot.
Was it a snapping?
I think so. It was a long time ago, but I remember her doing that, you know. She just didn't waste anything back then.
Well, I'm sure she probably had spits and spots of her life where she was hungry. You know, my mom grew up on the farm, and she said they were never hungry like other people, but they didn't have any money either, but they weren't hungry anyway. And that's because they ate everything they got their hands on.
Well, they had a farm. Yeah, they were able to grow their own food and, you know, have their own cattle and chickens and everything. They were...
Chicken, pigs, geese, you name it, ducks. Yep. Diversified.
Yeah, they were very diversified. It was, I know the 30s were really rough, and any of you that are watching that had parents went through the 30s, you know how they did not waste anything. Now, we're going to the left here.
But now we do have a stop sign.
Yeah, but we are going to the left.
And it's not the grand reveal yet.
No, not yet. No. But now we are on a county road. This is actually a county road, although we're not saying what county. Okay?
That's right.
Yeah. And we are still headed southeast, I believe.
No, right now we're going dead east.
Oh, there's a vista view down there.
Oh, there's a nice little view, huh?
Yeah. I can even back up a little bit so you can see it.
Okay, stop. Because otherwise the post will block. Okay, that's nice.
It's pretty down there, isn't it?
Nice view.
What do you think, Zip? He says, I don't know what the big deal is.
I don't see nothing worth looking at. With them birds up on that wire.
Yeah.
There they go. Birds flying away. And now this road is getting a little bit kind of snaky.
Yeah, it's got some twists to it.
Twists and turns.
Yep, here we go.
Whee!
But we are still down in the bottoms.
We're headed, that was just a short little drop down the hill.
Yeah.
And there we're crossing another stream, another body of water of some form, enough to make a bridge.
So here we go.
And this is a very nice drive. We're going to have a
very nice drive.
Yes.
Yes.
And we're just hoping that we can get home safely, because Nancy's driving crazy now.
I am going around these corners on 2 tires.
Can you hear them squealing?
We are just defying gravity here.
There we go. And now we're getting more into another ag area.
Yeah, corn looks good down here.
We got to see some trees. The corn down here looks good. Now it'd be nice, it's silking, to get a shot of rain.
Yeah.
To fill out them kernels. And they say that rain's supposed to be in the forecast, but we're kind of sitting right on the edge of...
we've got our fingers crossed anyway.
Oh, and here we're back talking about the sign companies. Now we got 2 different signs.
Squiggle.
We got a squiggly and a sharp.
Go the other way. Do not go straight here. Whatever you're doing, if you're coming down this road and you're really got the pedal to the metal, you know, if you got some gravel in your travel, you better slow down.
That's right. That's right. Do this drive now or in the fall so that you don't have to worry about ice.
Yeah. So that's why Mary and I thought this is a good time to get out and get some of these roads, because in the winter we're just a little more hesitant to pick the really icy ones, although we have, you know.
Well, we've gone out when we should have been staying at home doing the history files.
Yeah.
But
we have our fan base, Mary.
Oh, I know. Everybody likes to drive around. It's because we have so much to see.
Yeah.
And we're very lucky. And you know, our farmers this summer, you know, Nancy, they put it out there. And every year's risk, people don't. I was listening to a ag news broadcast, and they said, well, you know, the speculators say. Well, you know what? The speculators probably don't know a Holstein from a Hereford, let alone corn and soybeans, unless it's a number on a board someplace. And they're the ones that set the prices.
So what do you think the hay crop's going to be like? Is there going to be enough hay?
No. Hay crop is short. Some farmers have done well with their hay this year, but the weather's been so strange with the hot June and the no rains, so it'll be a challenge. Hay prices are creeping up.
Now, Mary, this part of this county,
this is
back in the days of prohibition.
Yeah, here we go,
There
Nancy.
were rumors that there were places down in here where people were not paying attention to the laws, that they were involved in some business.
Beverage business.
Yeah, and I could see, I mean, this is not exactly a overpopulated area, is it?
No, and it's an area that's kind of a little more remote in the county.
Yeah.
It'd be a little harder to traverse because there is so much wetland to move around, kind of sandwiched in, and some water to deal with, and even here, look at this. They say, squiggly road. There we go.
I guess that's what it means. I thought maybe it meant that you would be sliding around on the ice.
Well, it's something. Ice, maybe mud, because sometimes heavy rains wash down steep banks. You know, I'm always amazed how the swallows will nest.
Yeah, make those little holes in the bank.
Yes. How, you know, and they're so little, how long does it take them to make a space big enough to get in and lay eggs?
You know, swallows are the birds that just drive Zip crazy. And I swear that they tease her.
Well, they're smart.
They zip around and fly around and...
Zoomer? Do they go at her head?
Sometimes.
Does she ever catch one?
No. They're pretty fast.
Well, they're aeronautically designed, I guess.
Very well. Boy, just watching them swoop around at night catching bugs is amazing.
Well, and they eat their weight in bugs every day.
Yeah, they're good birds to have around.
You know, and how much does like a mosquito weigh? Do you know that? Is it like 1/1000th of an ounce?
Looks like somebody has missed the corner here, didn't they?
Oh, there, we got to be careful, Mr. UPS. Those guys work really hard too.
Yeah, they do.
They do. A lot of traffic. Oh, some tree tubes. Looks like a little bit of a prairie planting maybe up here.
And then what do we have over here?
We have water.
Yes.
Look at that.
And if you give me the camera,
Stick it out and stick it way high. I got the wheel.
Okay, there is a bridge.
Train bridge.
Yeah.
And that's another clue.
Yeah.
That's another clue for you. There's a train. What's a train bridge called, Nancy? It's called a trestle.
I think.
Yes, and one of my most favorite childhood memories is we would walk down to the second train trestle in Independence and go swimming.
Really?
Yes.
And you never got run over by the train.
No,
anyway.
but that was always the spoof. That you had to run to cross the trestle because you never know the train's coming. Yeah, those were fun days. And there was one spot where you could actually jump and it had like a nice deep pocket.
Wow.
Yeah, spent a lot of time down on that river.
Do you think people still do that?
I don't know. They probably don't have the adventurous spirit that we had in the day. Because I learned from my older brothers and sisters, you know, to go canoeing and to be around the water and go fishing and do those outdoor activities. And follow. We heard the stories of them going swimming down by the second trestle. And so eventually you had to go.
It was a deep enough spot that you could swim.
Yes, and another really good swimming hole by Independence was down by Glaunert's Bridge.
Oh, sure.
Do you know where Glaunert's Bridge was?
Yeah, that would be kind of on the east side of town, right?
It's on
Southeast?
Yep, and down past, we'd ride our bikes out to out the road by Bethel Cemetery.
Now, we are coming to the great reveal.
We are approaching, and there was no stop ahead sign. Well, now we have to go back and start over because there was no. That's part of our reveal.
Well, Nancy. I gotta let this truck go.
Oh, geez.
By me, and then.
Then Nancy's gonna give us the grand reveal.
Yep, here we are, and we have been on several different roads. We started out on the River Road. Up by, off of County J, south of Arcadia. And we crossed the river into what county?
Buffalo County.
Buffalo County, an exciting, beautiful county. And then we took a left onto this river road that we were following, and then we made some more, lefts, and here we are. We've turned out at the stop sign. This is County J if you go to the left, and we have been on County P as in puppy, and we are and as soon as we cross this bridge, we are going to be back in what county?
Oh, drive up there. Let's see what county we're going to be in, Nancy.
There is a sign.
There is. And there's the Dodge Sportsman sign. Great group of guys. And now we are back safely in Trempealeau
County.
And we are now crossing the bridge into Dodge.
Yeah.
And this is the Trempealeau River.
Yep.
This is the Trempealeau River.
We're almost across the bridge, and then we will officially be in Trempealeau County.
You think they split the bridge down the middle? Or is the line on this side?
It's a good question. I don't know how they do that.
Border crossing.
Yeah.
Border crossing. Well, Nancy, we are rapidly running out of battery.
Yeah, I'm afraid that our little cameras are going to go up in flames here pretty soon. These little cameras are great, but they get really hot.
And they really suck the battery juice.
They do.
For as little as they are. And now this is downtown Dodge.
This is downtown Dodge, yeah. We just went through the Cloverleaf.
And there's one of the older historical buildings.
Yeah, this whole town is really pretty historic. And
well, this was one of the first settlements too, wasn't it?
And there had been Native Americans living here for a long time. There was a ford here, that's why. It was an easy place to get across the river.
There you go.
Yeah. So there's been a lot of
1880.
Oh, before that.
That's what that house says.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe that's just that part of the house, because it looks like two houses put together.
So now we are going back towards Arcadia on County J, and the sign says we've got 13 miles to Arcadia.
And so what we're going to do is we're going to say thank you.
We're going to say, 40 roads. This has been great, hasn't it?
It has been awesome.
This has been a good trip.
And we're going to go like this before we lose battery.
Yeah, and there's Zip back there. Zip,
and
you got to put your
Zip.
face.
Got to get you in there, Zip. There we go.
Okay.
Good girl. Come on, get in there.
Yes.
Happy 40th.
Oh, yes.
Thank you for joining us on Name That Road.
And the panting is the dog, right? I mean, on these hot days, sometimes I do feel like panting, but today it is the dog.